Feedback Learnex. English forever.
Welcome Feedback Learnex listeners. This week on Feedback Learnex, we're going to take a look at how multiple intelligences affect our learning. What are multiple intelligences and how do they affect learning? Over the past few decades, research in the field of learning has led to the discovery of the theory of multiple intelligences. In short, this theory states that each person has different ways of learning and different intelligences they use in their daily lives. While some can learn very well in a linguistically based environment, like reading and writing, others are better taught through mathematical logic-based learning. Still, others benefit most from body kinesthetic intelligence, learning by doing with the hands. Each person possesses each intelligence to an extent, but there is always a primary or more dominant intelligence. The work on multiple intelligences began in the early 1980s with Howard Gardner, and the research continues. Howard Gardner of Harvard University originally identified 7 distinct intelligences. According to Gardner, this theory, which emerged from cognitive research, documents the extent to which students possess different kinds of minds and therefore learn, remember, perform, and understand in different ways. In greater detail, the theory proposes that we are all able to know the world through language, logical mathematical analysis, spatial representation, musical thinking, the use of the body to solve problems or to make things, an understanding of other individuals, and an understanding of ourselves. Where individuals differ is in the strength of these intelligences and the ways in which such intelligences are invoked and combined to carry out different tasks, solve diverse problems, and progress in various domains. So let's take a little more in-depth look at multiple intelligences, learning styles, and Howard Gardner's theory. The 9 multiple intelligences. Gardner claims that all human beings have multiple intelligences. These multiple intelligences can be nurtured and strengthened or ignored and weakened. His research from 1991 identified 7 intelligences in the intervening time. He has come to believe there are a total of 9 intelligences. Number 1, verbal linguistic intelligence. Well-developed verbal skills and sensitivity to the sounds, meanings, and rhythms of words. Number 2, mathematical logical intelligence. The ability to think conceptually and abstractly, and the capacity to discern logical or numerical patterns. Number 3, musical intelligence. The ability to produce and appreciate rhythm, pitch, and timbre. Number 4, visual spatial intelligence. The capacity to think in images and pictures, to visualize accurately and abstractly. Number 5, bodily kinesthetic intelligence. The ability to control one's body movements and to handle objects skillfully. Number 6, interpersonal intelligence. The capacity to detect and respond appropriately to the moods, motivations, and desires of others. Number 7, intrapersonal intelligence. The capacity to be self-aware and in tune with inner feelings, values, beliefs, and thinking processes. Number 8, naturalist intelligence. The ability to recognize and categorize plants, animals, and other objects in nature. Number 9, existential intelligence. The sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence, such as the meaning of life, why we die, and how we got here. While all people possess some level of each intelligence, most will experience more dominant intelligences which impact the way they learn and interact with the world around them. Activities and multiple intelligences. One of the most significant results of the theory of multiple intelligences is how it has provided 8 different potential pathways to learning. If a teacher is having difficulty reaching a student in the more traditional linguistic or logical ways of instruction, the theory of multiple intelligences suggests several other ways in which the material might be presented to facilitate effective learning. Words: linguistic intelligence. Numbers or logic: logical mathematical intelligence. Pictures: spatial intelligence. Music: musical intelligence. Self-reflection: interpersonal intelligence. A physical experience: bodily kinesthetic intelligence. A social experience: interpersonal intelligence. An experience in the natural world: naturalist intelligence. You don't have to teach or learn something in all 8 ways. However, simply knowing the possibilities available can enable you to decide which particular pathways interest you the most or seem to be the most effective teaching or learning tools. The theory of multiple intelligences is so intriguing because it expands our horizon of available teaching and learning tools beyond the conventional linguistic and logical methods used in most schools. For example, in lectures, textbooks, writing assignments, formulas, and much, much more. This concludes this week's edition of Feedback Learnex, where we took a look at multiple intelligences, Howard Gardner's theory, and a little bit more about non-traditional learning. Now, stay tuned next week, Thursday night, 9:15 p.m., where we're going to take a look at traditional foods used to celebrate Mexico's Independence Day. See you next week.
Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Estamos en sintonía. Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Feedback Learnex.